Listen up, because these are the current affairs concept that just keeps showing up in SSC and banking exams. Making mistakes on these, that's a surefire way to lose marks. But don't worry, by the time we're done here, you're going to have these 10 questions absolutely mastered.
Hello, aspirants. You're watching Ayushi Agarwal. And today, we're going to dive deep into 10 super important MCQs, breaking them down right from the very beginning. So, what's on the agenda? It's simple and totally exam-focused. First up, we'll tackle government schemes. Then, we'll jump into defense and international news. And we'll wrap things up with some key questions on famous personalities and culture.
Okay, you ready? Let's get right into our first section, government schemes and policies. Now, you know as well as I do, whether you're prepping for prelims or mains, questions on governance are absolutely critical. All right, let's take a look at our very first question. The Union Cabinet has approved an extension for the Atal Pension Yojana, that's APY. The question is, until which financial year? Go on, take a guess. What do you think? I'll tell you one thing, examiners love these date-based questions, so this is a big one. And the correct answer is D, 2030 to 31. Now, it's not enough to just know the date, right? You've got to understand what this scheme is. So APY is basically a government-backed pension plan, and it's aimed squarely at workers in the unorganized sector. The main thing to remember is its key feature, a guaranteed minimum pension every single month. Trust me, an examiner could easily just ask for the year directly, so you'll want to lock this date in your memory. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to a state-level scheme. Our next question is about the Atal Vichal Agragami Assam scheme. Specifically, what's the monthly assistance they provide to Divyang research scholars? Pay close attention here because questions with specific numbers, just like this one, are super common, especially in banking exams. And the answer is a pretty huge amount. We're talking a whopping 40,000 rupees every single month. That's a number you really want to remember. But, what's even more important than the number itself is the why. Why this amount? Well, the main goal here is to give financial support to Divyang, that is, differently abled research scholars in Assam. And here's a little pro tip for you. Any scheme that deals with social welfare and empowerment, well, that's pure gold for your mains exams. Pay extra attention to those.
All right, let's keep the momentum going. Our next question is about an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding. This one's between two states, Odisha and Meghalaya. They signed an MOU to work together, but in what area? Think about it. This is the kind of question that really tests your overall awareness of what's happening.
Okay, the correct answer here is B, early childhood care and development. And listen closely, because this is where you could fall into a classic exam trap. They might not just ask about the collaboration, they could ask for the full form of ECCD. So what is it? It's a whole approach with policies and programs all focused on the healthy growth and learning of young children.
So what's the big deal about this MOU? Why does it matter? Well, for one, it shows a real focus on human development. But it also shows that states are sharing knowledge and learning from each other, which is huge. From an exam angle, whenever you see a question about an MOU, your brain should immediately focus on that specific area of cooperation. That's usually where the question is. All right, that wraps up Section 1. Let's move on to Section 2, Defense, Tech, and International Affairs. These are some heavy-hitting topics, super important for understanding our national security and where India stands on the world stage.
So here's a question straight from international relations. It's about India and Namibia. During their recent consultations, they agreed to deepen cooperation in a few key areas. Now, if you saw this question on your exam, how would you tackle it? Look at the options. Try to use a bit of logic. Which one makes the most strategic sense?
If you guessed B, defense and critical minerals, you are absolutely right. This is a perfect example of a strategic partnership. Think of it as a give and take. India brings defense technology and military training to the table. In return, Namibia offers access to vital critical minerals and, of course, a very strategic location in Africa. It's a win-win for both countries.
Okay, next up, we have a really important question about a major defense and space program. We're talking about India's plan to launch over 50 advanced spy satellites. That's a huge deal. But the question is, what's the name of the program making it happen? What do you think? The answer is B, the Space-Based Surveillance Program, or SBS Phase 3. This isn't just another program. It's a massive upgrade to India's surveillance game. We're talking a huge improvement in national security and how we monitor our borders. And you can bet that the name of this program could pop up as a direct question in your exam.
All right, let's switch over to a science and tech question. You might have heard of something called EcoFix recently. It's a new tech for building roads sustainably. But who developed it? Which organization is behind it? These kinds of institution-based questions are a favorite for the SSC CGL, so let's see.
The correct answer is B, the CSIR, Central Road Research Institute, or CRRI for short. So what is EcoFix really? It's just a smarter way to build roads that's both cheaper and better for the environment. And here's a solid exam tip for you. Always keep track of the big national research bodies like CSIR and the major breakthroughs they have. It's a common source for questions.
Okay, our next question is a big one. It's about a super ambitious project out of Telangana called Bharth Future City. What makes this question tricky is that it's a mix of state-specific news and a project of national importance. So what exactly is it proposed as?
And the answer is, it's being pitched as India's first net zero greenfield smart city. Wow, that's a mouthful, right? Let's break that down. There are two buzzwords here you absolutely need to know. Net zero just means you're balancing out your greenhouse gas emissions. And greenfield? That simply means you're building on land that's never been used before.
And just like that, we're on to our final section, famous personalities and culture. I can pretty much guarantee you that in every exam, you're going to see at least one or two questions from this area, whether it's about appointments, awards, or art and culture.
Okay, here's a classic for you from art and culture. What do you think is the oldest surviving martial art in the entire world? Now, this might seem like a static GK question, but it becomes super relevant when it pops up in the news.
The answer is C, Kalapayattu. It actually originated right here in India, in the state of Kerala. And get this, it's often called the mother of all martial arts. That's a pretty cool fact, and definitely a must-know for the art and culture part of your exams.
All right, let's talk about a notable sports personality. The question is, who was India's first ever Paralympic gold medalist? And I'm stressing that first ever part because those kinds of pioneering achievements are always important for exams.
And the correct answer is Murli Kant Petkar. So in your mind, create a direct link. Murli Kant Petkar equals India's first Paralympic gold medalist. That simple connection could be a direct question staring back at you from your exam paper.
And here we are, our final question of the day. And it's a big one for all you banking aspirants. The RBI has approved the reappointment of Kaizad Barucha at HDFC Bank. The question is, when does his new term start? Quick tip, whenever you see the words approved by RBI in a question, your brain should go on high alert. The correct date is C, April 19, 2026. Now, for anyone taking a banking exam, listen up. When it comes to appointments approved by the RBI, you need to know three things, no excuses: the person's name, the bank, and the start date. Seriously, this is one of those slides you might want to screenshot. It's that crucial. And that's a wrap. Those were our 10 key questions for today. I really hope that breaking them down like this has made the concepts a lot clearer for you. We've covered a lot of ground, from government schemes all the way to defense and important appointments. Hey, if you found this session helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe to the channel. And hey, drop a comment below and let me know if there's a specific topic you want me to cover next. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel for our next deep dive. The playlist for all our sessions is right there in the description below. Until then, keep learning and keep